This is going to be a demo of the classic mode. The classic mode was around in the first TME, and I've added since then a new mode called arcade. Right here, when you start up, you just get the tutorial text, which you can just press any key to skip each message. Once we get to the admin menu, which we get by clicking select on the fire button onto the computer, we can see that we can hire or fire employees. We can reassign employees to a different job. We can go check the status of each employee type to see what their current output is, and also what the lowest output is. So for example, so with this mode, you're only able to produce what your lowest employee type is producing. So you're bottlenecked by your worst type. So the point is to try to balance out all your employees, so you can really even workforce. So you can produce the most. So, and then you're not paying extra for employees that aren't doing anything. So we can start out by hiring people. We'll see. We can see now that we never used to be able to see that the dollars per day, but I've added that. It shows you that 10 skill points will correspond to $900 a day. And also, I had this before, that it would show how much dollars per day the salary is, because the salary is a 5-day work week salary. So we're gonna go and we're gonna add a expensive cutter. You'll see that for each type, for example, cut skill is the lowest in terms of dollars per day, while driving skill is the highest. This is just because this is how it works in real life, that the cutters are kind of your slowest. The packers can pack faster than the cutters. The laborers are doing more work. They can do more work than the packers, and also the drivers can handle way more than everyone else. This is just to kind of keep things different, interesting, and also keep it more relative to real life. So right here we've hired a cutter, and next we need a driver. Drivers are pretty expensive. Since we don't need a drive skill of 8 right now, we only need like a 5. What I'm gonna do is hire a different employee that's cheap and just assign him as a driver. So we'll give the cheapest employee we have right here is the $71 one, so we'll get the $71 to drive. And actually notice how the driver has really high labor and cut skills, so we're going to keep him and put him in at cutting right now, but later we'll move him back to driving. Laborer, we just need a kind of cheap one. So cheap one. And packagers, we'll get a good one of these, because we're going to have to buy another one soon anyhow. So right now our bills are too high, so what did we do wrong? We bought a driver that we were supposed to assign him elsewhere. So we're gonna take this driver, they're gonna take this cutter, assign him to drive, and then we're gonna take this driver and assign him to labor. So I guess we're gonna fire our normal laborer. You notice how there's converteds here. Just shows you that this employee is actually normally a driver, but we've converted him to work as a laborer temporarily. So right now we don't want this laborer. We're gonna fire him. Unfortunately, our bills are still too high, so we have to go get a cheaper employee. Here's a cheap one. And we'll get rid of our expensive packager right there. So now our bills are less than our money, and we can see we're operating at 100% capacity and the cutters are the bottleneck. So we're gonna end the day on that note with less bills than money, so we can pay them off. And now we start off with more money today than our bills, because our output came in after we paid the bills. So here we're gonna need more cutters. There's two really good cutters here. We unfortunately do not have enough money for both. We only have enough money for one, so we're gonna have to end the day on that note. Oh, so here's, I've added random events. This is a really good one. This one here allows you to collect twice the usual amount at the end of the day. So, although our money isn't too high right now, and our bills are at that point, our bills are at 922 right now, and our money's at 935. The reason for this is we've got a bottleneck, and we've basically got a whole cutter that we were paying that wasn't doing anything. Okay, so we have to fire one because we can't afford him. So we're gonna fire the most expensive, and now we have enough money hopefully to buy a cheaper one. Let's buy a cheaper cutter, and we'll buy a packager. Actually, we wanna, because our bottleneck right now is our driver. So we want to move him back to cutting, and we'll move our original driver back to driving. So we have to hire a laborer. So we have enough money to pay for this one. Go ahead and do that. And we'll reassign our converted cutter back to cutting. And we'll put our driver back to driving. So now we've balanced that out, and we're producing 945 instead of 1800. So we're still bottlenecked at packers, I guess. However, oh, we could do this. We're gonna have to reassign a cutter. What's our best? Well, we'll do this one to pack. And now we're producing 13. So we're producing a lot more than 900 end the day. And look, we made a lot of money because we produced double. Because yeah, we produced 1300 times 226 minus about 900 brings us to about where we are. So we did earn double. And now we have enough money to pay for some more employees. But we've already shown the real meat of how you have to hire employees and try to get the cheaper ones and reassign them around. That's really important at the beginning of the game. Once you get further on, it's mostly just hire every employee and maybe move your drivers over to other employee types just to get the most, because you'll have more money coming in. You're also going to want to upgrade. I'll show you this one by skipping a few days, so we have enough money to purchase one. Skip one more. So right now we have $2,500, and we can see our fish cutters are our bottleneck, and they are producing $1,350 a day. And the second lowest is $1,600. So what we could do is, we have $1,000 extra. We could buy new knives, which would give us 20% more cutting output. So now we are producing $1,620, which is equivalent with the packagers. But we can see the upgrade did increase our performance at the cost of a one-time fee of $1,000. So it's good to get the upgrades pretty early, so then they pay off over time. We'll end the day there. And that is classic mode.